Perminator cannot engage.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another fighter showcase where I focus on a particular variant and find ways to make them shine. About a few weeks ago, I put up a poll for you guys to choose the next variant showcase and Perminator won by a huge landslide. So let's dive straight into what Perminator has to offer. Perminator's first signature ability gives her a chance to gain precision and inflict death mark when the opponent blocks a hit. This is pretty cool and gives Perminator a chance to inflict tons of damage just from the guaranteed critical hit and death mark. However, the main reason you'd want to use Perminator lies on her second signature ability, which is to permanently increase her damage by 3% for every critical hit. This allows her to scale her damage based on how much crit you can pull off with her. Obviously, you'd want a whole ton of crit rate on her to make her active as fast as possible. But what exactly does damage mean, and how does her scaling work in this game? So I've run some tests that you can see here from this Excel sheet, and I compared two Perminators with different attack percentage boost. As you can see, having 54% attack does not really change the amount of damage bonus you get from her ability. They simply only increase by the same number, which is in this case 800 attack, and this does not change no matter how much crit you pull off. Furthermore, if we just look at the difference between each critical hit, it also increases the damage bonus by the same amount. This means that Perminator's 3% damage increase is always a constant number throughout the fight, and her damage increases linearly the more critical hits you land. The math turns out to be very simple in her case. Now, I had a problem figuring this simple formula because I thought she was a bit more complicated, but I was wrong. A huge shout out to the Discord people who helped me solve this, Moon, Scoria, and Oh Little Ken for their help. Right, so we know her damage increases linearly by a constant amount. Some people might ask, how much critical hits do I have to reach? And my answer to this question is as much as possible. I did run some tests though, and it took about 12 critical hits for Perminator to outdamage Headhunter, which has the highest attack stat of all Robo-Fortunes at 13k. I also tested this with Flytrap, but because Flytrap is a pinwheel, the damage might be different than Robo-Fortunes. But just to put it out there, it took about 25 critical hits for Perminator to deal higher damage than Flytrap with their first ground attack. Again, because Flytrap is a pinwheel, do take this with a grain of salt. If you really want a number, then I'll just shout out an arbitrary number of 30 critical hits. Go aim for that, but the more is obviously better. Okay, so let's just move on to their moves. This is the moveset that I prefer with Perminator. I don't really do any of the fancy robo head stuff. It's just simple attack and simple laser beams, that's it. Robo-Fortune's tier 3 blockbuster is very powerful here and deals tons of hits, which is great. And then we have the laser blockbuster, which deals tons of hits as well to increase your chances for critical hits and inflicts wither for some meter control. For the last 3 slots, I place special moves, which are Fidget Spinner, a very easy special move to combo with in the air, and 2 Theonite Beams. You can easily change one of the Theonite Beams to a Phaser Burn if you prefer, but I do really like my Theonite Beams to deal massive damage once Perminator gets stacked. There's really not much else to discuss here. I just want to point out that Perminator's first signature ability is there to boost their damage, and is also pretty useful against some defenders like Immoral Fiber. It's not the best counter, but sometimes it works. For teammate support, obviously Sheltered increases your critical hit rate, so that is always good to have. And you can run something like Harlequin or Pea Shooter to increase the damage of your special moves. With that said, we'll just go straight into the gameplay videos. Enjoy the runs and streaks of me using Perminator. Missing. And yes, Perminator footage, let's go. So I'm just gonna start first with a normal combo, because Robo-Fortune does a lot of combos, and just going through the whole combo with Fidget Spinner already gives me 30 hits. Not all of them were crits though. This Perminator is getting stacked. 58k, not bad, not bad. We can definitely go for more. So I want to use my blockbuster here to get another easy 30 hits or so. Yep, 30 hits. Gonna go through the combo again. Getting another 30 hits. 29 this time. Oh shoot. No! I hate it when the AI does that. So we'll kill her with a BB3 here. Oh, it didn't kill her. 105k. 105k. $106k. Okay, we're doing good. Does this kill? Please kill. Okay, nice. It kills. Do I have a good magnetic trap? I don't think I do. Yeah, it doesn't have crit. What do you mean you didn't know that? Yeah. I didn't know magnetic trap actually heals us. 27% attack. That's pretty good. Although attack doesn't actually do anything for Perminator. Okay, we'll try to equip one. Magnetic trap with a self-destruct might be good for Perminator. I didn't like the detonator for Perminator. Because with Perminator, you just want to like stack up as much crit rate as you want, right? And the lasers kind of does that already. Oh god. Wait. I tried to intercept there. Oh, these enemies are quite easy, because they're still gold. Stacking up some more. Oh, no. So when will you use the magnetic trap here? What's a good place to use it? Let me just quickly clear this windswept. Magnetic trap heals? Yeah, I know, right? I didn't know that either. After fidget spinner or the beam if in the air. Okay. I do like to end with... I do want to keep the fidget spinner and I do want to keep the laser beams. So if I try assault better, I'm probably changing the magnetic trap. Because this gives me like 30 blockbuster hits. Like critical hits to stack up my damage really fast. Ooh, 90. Okay. That's actually a good replacement for the beams. And it gives some healing. Alright. I do like that. It basically serves as the same function as one of the laser beams, the Theonite beam I had previously. So it's a good change. Oh. Damn, Taggins. This should kill her. So close. Now this kills her. Man, Perminator is pretty nice. I personally don't think the... Oh, I missed. That doesn't work against all fighters, I think. Sometimes it works against certain characters, but not... Apparently not Valentine. Man, I hate Killjoy. Come on. God damn it. Nice. Kill it! Oh no, it does the final stand. my lord. Don't you hate the AI when it does that? It just keeps on blocking. Okay, this should die easily. Nice. Oh, that missed. 122k damage. That's pretty good. On double and Big Bang, you can't use Magnet Trap after a normal air combo. Ah, okay. Yeah, these intricacies, I'm not too familiar. I think the most I'm familiar is with Parasols and her matchups. Wow, this X-Bot isn't dying. Thankfully, it doesn't have prestige. Come on. Okay, got an opening. Dealing a lot of crits here. I'm just gonna kill it in one try. It's not enough. Now it's dead. Oh wait, Treble. Treble has, Reflect. Okay, I'll live. That was very risky, but, you know. It's not Dreadlock, so I'm fine. This should... No, it does not kill. 107k. That's pretty good. Oh wait, wrong button. I was supposed to click the beam. Oh my god. Okay. Time to get in. Don't think I have enough blockbuster for... Yeah, not enough. Not enough for Magnetic Trap. Oh god. Nah. God damn it, I thought I could intercept right there. Okay, so it was Fidget Spinner. Beam. Oh, it works! It works! Man, that's a nice combo. I like that. I like that. And it heals me up completely as well. Come on, get rid of the buffs. Oh my lord. Why am I not killing that Big Bang? Yeah, thanks for the combo, Notchka. That is actually really good. I really like that. That deals a lot of damage. Tons from the beams and tons from the magnetic trap as well. This one is problematic. Oh, it's actually quite weak. That died really fast. Yeah, this feels good. This feels really good. Okay, it's dead. Really the best to handle that. So we're gonna go with something a bit more easier here. Against Jimbo Letako. I joined during the time Double and Fortune didn't exist in the game. Wow. Yeah, you played way longer than me. I remember when I first started playing, Miss Fortune just came out. That was when I started playing. I saw the release of Robo-Fortune as well. Okay, let's rack up some damage here. Oh, I got a bit of a lag there. Couldn't see. Okay, this is dead. Gonna go for a bit of risky move there. Let's rack up more damage. Oh, that didn't go through. Hopefully this kills. Nice. Okay, that was easy. I start playing. Alright, let's first stack up some crit damage as usual. By the way, this is going to YouTube. This is gonna be the fight that goes to YouTube. So I'm just gonna block conservatively here, waiting for my next fidget spinner. Nice. This Jawbreaker has no special moves that is scary, so I can use a blockbuster here. Crack up 30 hits of criticals. Alright. Same combo. Oh, this Valentine is weak. Nice. And we can end this with a BB3. Yes, okay. So starting off with an Epic Sax, nothing scary here. We just have to wait up till until the final stand disappears. 46k of damage there, 47, pretty good. Use a blockbuster there for an intercept, get more critical stacks. Let's go with the fidget spinner and the laser beams. Whoa, thank God I was blocking there. If not, I would have died. Alright, intercept again. Laser beams. Oh, she blocked that. No, that was a mistake. Shouldn't have clicked that. Okay, this should kill her. Nice. Can we get 69? Alright. So the only threat here is the freeze frame. Once the freeze frame is down, I should be good. I think it's Grudge because it's freaky, not a lot of HP. That's what you'd think. But I've seen, you know, some people just putting Tainted all over their pain wheels just to mess around with their opponents. It has happened. It has happened. Sadly, I have to go because my Wi-Fi is being a whole bunch of things I don't want to type. Oh, no worries. Thanks a lot for coming by, dude. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the... Alright, now I'm gonna use my BB3 and hopefully this removes all her buffs. Nice, okay. So it's just freeze frame here. And she has a BB3 locked up, so a bit scary. Okay, the AI is quite dumb, so we should be able to finish this quite fast. I want to know how much damage I'm dealing here. Oh, she blocked it. Right. Damage. So as usual, starting off with some combos. Oh god, I got blocked. Never mind, move back a bit. Okay, now we start. So ideally, we want to kill the Peacock with a blockbuster. The BB3. This Thorn's... Okay, it's not a problem. I should have probably used Magnetic Trap there. I didn't deal enough damage. This works, right? Yep, it works. Okay. Okay, Furry Fury first. Let's kill this cat. Violet Grudge. Yes, that was the name. Okay, we're gonna go with the magnetic trap combo here. Assuming she doesn't die first. Oh wait, I'm dealing way too much damage. She's already dead. She's already dead. 115 with no crits. This does not kill her. Got the Wither, so I don't have to worry about a BB3. This seems like a really good battle. Please don't... Okay, no unflinching. Nice. 108k attack. Nice. That was a good footage. Okay, we're starting out very simple here. Oh, they switched, which is good for us. So let's start with a combo. Oh shoot, no, it's a beam first and then the magnetic trap. Oh, I got it. I got it the other way around. Okay, inflict Wither. Perminator against Perminator. I'm dealing way too much damage. Yo! Okay, that dealt a lot. Wow. Wait, move back a bit. Okay, bait with the blockbuster. Oh no, that missed. Alright, this should be an easy win. Nice. Okay y'all, so that is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching, but before you go just yet, you'll notice in my gameplay that I've really used a very simple combo, just laser beams and fidget spinner. Notchka from my Discord channel shared this clip here on using head drones for Perminator, and you can see how quickly you can reach up to 100 combo hits. However, this is a bit more advanced and it's not something I'm really good at, so you might want to search for other clips on how to learn and do these really cool combos. I do want to apologize for taking a long time for this to be published. This was because I was trying to set up my Twitch, trying to get back into streaming. You'll notice from the gameplay that I was talking to the audience, and you can see the little chat bubble on the bottom right there. If you want to come hang out with my stream, there is a link to the Twitch down below. The schedule is not set yet, but I plan to stream at least twice a week. Once on the weekdays and once on the weekends. And we'll see how this evolves. I'm trying to find a set schedule, but so far it's a bit all over the place. But I always post updates on my Twitter and my Discord channel whenever I want to go live. Usually I give a one-day notice beforehand. With that said, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Be sure to give a like, subscribe, and comment if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so much, guys.